Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. It is going to be a bit different today because you're not going to have a pick a card. I don't feel like I have the time to do and pick a card today. You saw some of my videos are like 1.5, 2 hours. However, I felt very drawn to do a reading today, and I'm kind of anxious to do it. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to do it. And even though I do have a list of pick a cards with topics I want to do eventually, I felt drawn to do more like a collective message. Those who have been following me probably know that already, that lately I picked up on the habit when I creating the pile, so the pick a card, that I'm doing a collective channeled message while I'm doing that, doing the piles. And it has been very interesting lately. And again, lots of new beginnings and stuff. And well, for me as well, maybe you saw the last video where I was crying. I'm sorry, I'm a lot better now. Still feeling a bit triggered by my twin flame. We didn't have any contact. Triggered by, I haven't seen him in like almost not 1.5 years, like last year, February. And there's no contact, and I just recently missed an opportunity to see him, which, but that was not what was triggering. It was something else that I heard. But anyway, yeah, then we always see the new beginnings coming up. And for me, you know, lately, like today, I kind of like lost one of my jobs. The second one this year. This one I had been doing since 2012, and the other one I had been doing since I was like 16, so 22 years. It's like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I'm getting replaced by a machine with one job. And so for me, it's like my safety nets are getting taken away from me, because now I didn't earn much in those jobs anyway, but I got my health insurance there. In Germany, that's obligatory. So now I gotta see that I pay that myself. And yeah, like mediumship is basically my only source of income then, if the one job will fall away soon, and then the other one in summer. But I heard that when manifesting, before a big thing comes in, you usually lose something first. I heard that a couple of times. So I'm not too worried about it. There's always another door opening. But now I feel like I have to focus on manifesting more money. I have neglected that topic. I had been more interested in, I don't know, other stuff than money. But now I think I should get to work to make sure that I will still earn enough to pay all of my bills. Anyway, so let's see. Maybe some of you are experiencing the same. That is something that has come up in the latest collective readings, that there are tower moments, that we're getting stripped away from stuff that no longer serves us in order to be replaced though. And so I'm going through that. That is what I wanted to tell you, that I'm not, I'm part of the collective, obviously. So we are all going through stuff of course it's a bit similar to anyone, but it's been shown to me as a major breakthrough eventually for, yeah, all of us that is coming. And so yeah, let's see what the message is. I get a bunch of decks. I don't know, I didn't count. But Spirit was like this one and that 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 one. And I was like, shit. So, well, let's start. I don't know which one to do first. Let's start with this one. It's, again, like not a million decks, but I don't know how many there are. Probably like 12. So, look, the first one we do see here is the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra, of course, is the chakra of manifesting. It can have, blocks can be like about shame and guilt but it's also connected to sexuality, of course. And we see choose wisely right afterwards, so that we are getting choices. And remember, I keep channeling the spider's web, the spider. That is about choices, that is about manifesting, that is about taking a new path in life. And what happens when you take a new path? Old paths have to close, like for example jobs, what I'm going through right now. So we were talking about manifesting earlier, and I just picked those up and just saw Firm Foundation and Spiritual Union wanted to stay here. So that may be two topics where a lot of change is coming. First, in love, we do have Spiritual Union, and Firm Foundation can of course be connected to finances, money, job, home. The Four of Pentacles can also of course indicate the home card, depending on the deck you use, of course. And yeah, so there may be changes, or we're called to make decisions and manifest this. We are about to manifest this when we do our work, however. And in order to draw in the union, and the union could be, of course, a union within yourself, your own inner masculine and feminine. It could be connected to another person, but it could also be uniting with a job you love, for example. Finding a new home, something like that. That could also be a union to a place, you could say. But in order to draw in, to manifest what you want, you have to have this good foundation. I always tell my clients, like when you want to plant something, you have to make sure that the soil is fertile. Meaning, if you still have unhealed stuff, you cannot plant something. The subconscious is always working. And if you have negative stuff in there, like fears, then your subconscious will work against you. And whatever you try to plant will not grow. So I'm always telling my clients, it's no use to try, for example, to manifest your person if you're still not in self-love, if you still have lots of insecurities. You first need to take your energy to clear that, to make sure you are happy and whole within yourself. And once you have done that, then you can actually go the next step and try to attract your person in. So yeah, I'm feeling called feel like we are called to step into this firm foundation, to make sure just where am I fine. And I just split the deck and we got the third eye chakra, which indicates we had to choose wisely. And look, Three of Cups, amazing card. It's rejoice and celebration. So it could be like a meeting with a person, but also it could be like a job offer, something you do celebrate with other people, but also like a get together, for example, with your person. However, and I'm feeling drawn to those two. Okay, look, we got the third chakra and we got the patience. The patience, of course, indicates, you see, it's what I was talking about, planting. You do have a seed here, and there is a plant growing out of it. If it nurtures, it does require a bit of patience and balance, of course. And for some of you, yeah, we see trapped in fear and positive movement forward, 88. So it can be about old fears that we are called to resolve, and those fears, I feel, can have to do especially with the heart chakra and the sacral chakra, but also the root chakra is one that is very prominent when it comes to fears. However, the third eye chakra is telling me that spirit is probably showing you signs, symbols, visions, whatever it is, what you can do to get this positive movement forward. And I just noticed we got the Eight of Wands followed by just the Three of Wands, not the, I thought for some reason Nine of Wands. But however, recognition and reward, positive movement to get recognized and rewarded, whatever it is. And I was talking about the crown chakra, the base chakra earlier, and here we got material harvest. So there is the 9. Sorry, is it Wands? The red? No, the red is Pentacles, I believe. I think the red is Pentacles. However, we're going from the 8 to the 9. So there is positive movement forward. I get material harvest, not just as financially, but that would be included, of course. But also I get material like in the 3D, having progress in the 3D in whatever it is that you want. Solar plexus chakra. Look, another chakra. Movement, choices, decisions. So it's important to, yeah, choose wisely. We had that before. To, what I'm feeling is to get the right intention to spirit, to show spirit this is what I want, and not being scattered. Like I want that, or, you know, many people are like, okay, I want a relationship or a job, whatever it is, fill in whatever it is. And then they order it, you know, like when you tell universe that's what I want, universe is like, all right, we'll give it to you. But then you're like, but it's not there, and it's complicated, and it's taking too long. And then you're focusing on the lack, and you are basically canceling the order. So be very clear on what you want. If you want your person to come, don't focus on this person's absence. Don't focus on what you don't like about them. Because if you send out scattered energy, like I want it, but I don't. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. The universe cannot give you what you want, because what it is supposed to give you. You know, I saw, thankfully not in my pick a cards, but I saw some comments sometimes in other pick a cards. It's like, oh, I'm so mad at this person, and they don't come, and they're not supposed to come anymore anyway. I'm so sick of it. I've had it. And I'm like, okay, you're watching a pick a card about this person, meaning you are focusing on this person and sending out the vibration that person is important to me. And then you're writing, no, I don't want this person anyway, and they're taking too long, and I'm so sick of them. It's the universe cannot give you either way. They cannot give that person to you, but you will not be able to get out of this connection either, because by watching pick a cards about somebody you say you don't want anymore, and I'm not talking about you specifically, just to make this point clear, you know, you put intention, you put energy into a topic, and then you say, but I don't want it. The universe can neither give it to you nor take you completely out of that. So what I see here is, whatever the issue is, choose wisely, and then be straight in your intentions. Be straight in your manifestations. Don't be like, I want it, but it's not here. I want it, but it's not here. I want it, but it's not here. Because then you will always keep wanting it, but it's not coming, right? So the plexus, of course, is confidence. That might be an issue, but also it might be, yeah, trapped in fear, you know, like some kind of ego problems. Like, I want it now. You know, it feels like the solar plexus chakra, when it's unbalanced, it can be like connected to the devil card. We got obstacles and challenges, but it's number 5. You don't focus on this too much. But for some of you, of course, or me, or whomever, it could be that, of course, it is not always easy to manifest what we want, but absolutely possible. Is there anything else? Victory and success. And I'm feeling like this one. Authorities, the Emperor. Reminds me of the firm foundation card we had earlier. So it is about getting stability. It could be about drawing your divine masculine, you know, the Emperor, in, but also stepping in your own Emperor mode, because we all have feminine and masculine within us. So that could be something like finding your own security. Then we got discontent and boredom, leaving something behind. That is what I said earlier. Look, you got 44, 44. And I'm feeling like, for me, the job, you know, leaving behind a job. It could be like leaving something behind, or something is taken away from you that is no longer good for you, and that can hurt in the beginning of course. It can give you the feeling of, okay, I don't know what to do then, because I was counting on that money, for example. I was counting on that. I'm feeling like we're getting stripped of things that gave us security in some kind of way. Could be people, could be like a friend that no longer is a friend, but you just keep that person around because you know that person for forever, whatever it is. But it's like getting stripped away from stuff that gave us like a sense of security, even though it was no longer for us. And I felt that one job that I've been doing for like 22 years, I was often thinking like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. But I just did it because it gave me, it didn't get much money from it, but that money I got was always going to a separate bank account where I put money aside for the taxes, you know, to pay taxes, so that I always have money for taxes. And now I have to get money from, you know, the card readings that I'm earning and money out of that and put it aside. So of course it did give me some kind of security, and now that will be gone in summer. And the other job where I had health insurance, I didn't make much money there either, but I was insured, which I said again is obligatory in Germany. So but still I kind of was thinking about leaving that behind as well, and then that's manifesting as well, you know. A part of me didn't want it anymore, and then my higher self, basically you could say, I manifested unconsciously it ending, because I was not ready to do it by myself, so a higher part of me stepped in and did it for me. But however, we do have victory and success, so whatever we are getting stripped away from, it will be good. And then look, we got the sun, light. That's going to be the last card in this deck. Oh, look, we got throat chakra and memories of love again. So that is like somebody thinking of you, or throat chakra. There will be communication or finding a truth about yourself or about another person. And then again, we do have light. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. Victory and success, and the sun. The universe telling us everything will be okay, even if we do have to leave some stuff behind now, because it has been time and maybe we have neglected doing stuff for too long. I'm going to take the Deviant Moon Tarot, and I was a bit confused why I'm supposed to take this one. I don't use this card this deck often. Can be a bit dark. So let's see where this is going with this a bit more dark deck. Maybe can be some shadow work that the collective has to do. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what Spirit is telling us. Okay. Oh, no. Of course I dropped the cards. It's never my readings if no cards drop. Look, we got the star oval energy, which is amazing. I dropped my bottle of water. Just a second. Four swords, okay. Resting. Healing, resting. Okay, you see what I saw? So we do have the star oval energy, which is a very good start. And the sun. Look, we got the sun again. And the Four of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel this card anymore. Okay, the sun and the star, which is pretty amazing. The sun twice, and it's the second deck. Yeah, I wanted to do this a collective channel, like a general message, but also, of course, I wanted to include like twin flames. And look, we got the Four of Wands, and then we got kind of like twins here that are dancing in the sun. And the star. Water, pulling down water. Something is growing, happening in her brain. I'm telling you, this deck is weird, right? But I kind of like it. It looks like she may be either pregnant or a bit chubby. But, you know, it reminds me of pregnancy, like a new birth that is coming, and a very happy birth. And again, we are maybe getting stripped away from stuff in order to enter union. As I said before, sometimes when we manifest big things, all things have to go first. But let's see what else we got. This was the first card I saw. Oh, yikes. Yeah. This is basically just confirming what I said before. Look, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is a good card. There is something growing, something fertile is growing, but you see that there's like blood coming out. So it seems to me, again, like giving some kind of, oh, what is the word? Like present is the wrong word. What is it called when you give something to the divine? Like a give, like, you know, like how do you call it, essence stuff. Anyway, it's like it comes with a price. And again, the price is not, spirit is not, you have to pay a price, so we give you something good. But I'm feeling again, something is getting stripped. It is growing, but there is something that's still connected to, something hurts about it. Something is bleeding, but not literally, but figuratively. You know, that there's something that may, and it's just a tiny wound, you know, it's not too big. But again, it feels like there is something that yeah, is getting taken away. I can't put it in other words. But it will grow, and it will be fertile, and it will be for a good cause. Look, we got the King of Wands, the Emperor. Let's see what we got, okay? Yeah, we got some nice stuff, but yeah, we got a King and a Queen. King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. So I'm feeling for the Divine Feminine. It is the task to step more into, yeah, I mean, finance may be an issue, like again, stripping away from something like that gave us security. And with the Queen of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine is called to step into her own security, and can have to do with finances, but I'm getting also like any kind of security, feeling secure and safe within herself, being self-efficient, and you know, somebody who is in her power. And for the masculine, it is the job to basically be ready to move forward in a way. The King of Wands is the one that is ready to conquer his queen, and so he has to step into this kind of energy. But of course, it can also be kind of like he's creating something. Maybe he's an artist, so it could be also creative energy, but also that the King of Wands is very much feeling sexually connected and drawn to his feminine. So, but I'm feeling more stepping into his power when it comes to taking action, because the King of Wands, again, he's the one who's taking action. He's the one who's conquering his queen, whereas she has to find her own security within herself, and it has a lot to do with security financially. And again, we're not talking witches. We're just talking about having everything in order, maybe having the job that you like, maybe something you don't like is getting stripped away from you. And because in high soul connections, there can be no like, I need you to give me what I don't have. Even, you know, if there's like class differences and one has more money than the other, still the other person is somebody who is able to do her own money or his own money, even if it's not the same sums. But it's, what I'm trying to say is, the Divine Feminine cannot be in an energy where she's like, oh, I need him to come and rescue me. That is basically what I wanted to say. You know, she doesn't need rescuing. She's a queen. She's not a little princess that needs a prince to come and save the day for her. Okay, because she's a queen, she knows how to do it, and he needs to step more into action. But again, we do have the 10 of Swords, and that looks pretty painful. So again, we do have some endings, and it can hurt. And I'm feeling, again, something has to end before something new can come in. The 9 of Wands. What do I get with the 9 of Wands? It's like resting after a challenge, basically. What do I get with this card? Okay, what I'm noticing is, look, we got all of those wands that are, there's no fire, and then there's one, and look, it's not just on fire, it also has leaves. So there is something. The 8 of Wands is usually like a card of travel and fast movement, and maybe you're masculine, or you were hoping something would happen quick, and that didn't happen. And it's like there was an opportunity that was missed, exactly like I said with my twin flame. just missed an opportunity. So there, because those 8 wands, the traveling, the fast communication, it's not on fire. It's like it didn't happen. But then there is the 9th, and the 9th is fertile, and it's a torch that is burning. So it's like the Ace of Wands. It's a new opportunity, a new beginning, and that one, it is something that can find the ground. So if you feel like this person is upset about missing some kind of opportunity, but they don't see that there is a new one waiting right there. There's a new ace, a new fire, a new, that is just burning. You know, it's kind of like the, and in some decks, the 4 of Cups. There's 3 spilled cups and the person doesn't see the 1 cup that Spirit wants to give to them. It reminds me of that. 7 of Wands. Look, what I'm feeling drawn to is a message. That's the first thing I'm feeling drawn to, a message coming in. Is there anything else? Message can, of course, be from a specific person, but it could also be something from the divine talking to you, trying to send you signs. What else do I get with this card? Sorry, I keep feeling drawn to the bird. This one kind of reminds me of twin flames as well, don't you? I mean, it's 2 people, but still they're one. Black and white, yin yang. It's like making peace. Maybe some of you got triggered by a twin as well. And now it's like, because in some decks the 2 of Swords is talking about peace. And they both have their swords on their own neck, not on the other person's neck. So it's like, no, I'm not trying to hurt you, but I'm trying to make peace. And they're looking at each other, and they're kind of connected. They're connected, they're melted together. So I'm feeling like this is the inner balance between the shadow and the light that has to happen in order to heal, and in order, of course, to draw your person in. Then the 4 Swords, again, healing and resting, meditating. And you see, again, we do have 3 of Swords. That is usually talking about heartache, separated, and then we have that 1 separated. It's like out of that pain that has happened in the past, there is some new epiphany coming in. There is some knowledge. There is some kind of awakening, some kind of truth that is learned, but it is learned more like connecting to the 5D, not by trying to find a thing, an answer in the 3D. You know, it's by resting and asking Spirit for it. And we do have the Messenger coming here. Then, of course, the Emperor again, the Divine Masculine stepping more into his power, which is amazing. And then we do have the 6 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups is a card that can also talk about union, about coming back, about celebrating, about being happy with one another. And we see Casper and the Devil. You know, it's again, I feel like integrating the shadow and the light within us, and then the sun, the light, of course, going to win. And yeah, here we see like, again, like you see the twins there, they are still maybe focused on differences, and here they are more the same and happy and dancing. We got the stars, so don't give up on your hopes, and again, manifest. And the stars also connecting to the crown chakra. I mean, we kind of see that here with her, I can call it hair, tentacles, brain tentacles. But it's messages from Spirit. And then here we do have the 4 of Wands. And look, it's like a hand fasting. They have that ribbon with leaves around their hands. So that is union. So this is what it's about. But again, there's something that needs to come to inner peace, and something that needs to end. And it will hurt. It is fertile, it is growing, but it may hurt. Okay, 30 minutes and I'm at the second deck. Thanks, spirits. That was about making it shorter, right? Okay, let's go to the next. Yeah, this one is going to be short. The Zodiac Oracle. Just let's see what energies are happening. And I'm not reading for specific signs. Oh, look, Jupiter, growth, abundance, luck. So this is about something good coming in. This deck doesn't have any asteroids because you know when you want to look at your soulmate connection, you don't look at Jupiter, you do look at Juno. Juno in your horoscope is telling you about your soul connection, your soulmate or twin flame. Like for example, I am a Virgo and my twin flame, he has Juno in Virgo, and my Juno is in Sagittarius. My twin flame is not a Sagittarius, but still, if you learn about what does Juno and Sagittarius mean, it's absolutely yeah, an indication at who it is. But Jupiter can be the husband in when you look at your Jupiter. You know, when you look at when you are a feminine, you look at your Mars to see what kind of man you're attracted to. I'm a Mars in Scorpio. When you read Mars in Scorpio, whether Mars in Scorpio women attracted to a man, it's like, yes, that guy. And then, but that's what you're attracted to, not necessarily what's good for you. And then Jupiter is telling you more like your husband, what you more like need, whereas Juno is telling you about your eye soul connection. And again, it doesn't have to be that your person is that. My person is not Sagittarius, but still that description fits, because you know Sagittarius could mean for one of the things that fit long distance, you know, coming from different cultures, for example. And yeah, I have Jupiter and Mars in Scorpio, so that's the same for me. Libra. Again, you know, Libra is like, actually Gemini is the twins, right? But I'm feeling drawn to this image here, you know, like balanced. This is completely balanced. It's important to find inner balance, and I'm feeling attracted to the hair that's like going up. It's the crown chakra that's lit. So there is something, again, some kind of illumination, some kind of epiphanies we're getting, and again balancing the inner masculine and feminine within us. Also, the 7th house is the house of romance. So yeah, it is about Jupiter, luck, and romance. Luck because Libra is one of the Venus signs. Taurus and Libra are the Venus signs, and Taurus is more about money, and Libra is more about love. But both are, of course, yeah, Venus. Oh, Pluto. 22 is the number of union. Pluto is a bad boy. Pluto is connected to Scorpio. It's death and rebirth. And here we are again. There is something that needs to end. It's death, so that something new can come. And Pluto is also the sign of doing shadow work, being connected to your shadows, healing your shadows. It's the psyche. It's diving deep. Pluto is connected to Scorpio, and Scorpio is the deepest of the water signs. It has the deepest emotions. They're more not as broad. Pisces has like very broad emotions. They connect to everybody basically because they are connected to Neptune, and Neptune is a gassy planet, so it doesn't have any clear boundaries, you know. So that Pisces is connecting to everybody. Pluto, Scorpio energy is connecting to very few people, but very deeply. And a different, it's different. And look, I was talking about Taurus, and I just saw Taurus is here. So love and money, that is what we had from the beginning, maybe an issue now. And with Pluto, again, Pluto is clearing something that is no longer good for us, is getting cleared in order to bring something better in. Death and rebirth. Is there anything else? Libra again. Oh, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to take the one on top. Scorpio. Hey, I was just talking about you. And Saturn. Saturn is, of course, about obstacles, but what many people try to forget is Saturn is also the planet of serious commitment. You know, Venus is nice and everything, but Venus is not necessarily committal. Saturn, it's like when you have, check a horoscope of couples, when they have in synastry a Saturn connection to the other person, like a positive one, not a square, of course, for example. Positive connection between Saturn and the moon of the other person, that's amazing. That's a long lasting connection. And also Saturn and Venus. Like my twin flame and I, we have his Saturn is conjuncting my moon and opposing my Venus. And there is an astrologer here on YouTube who explains the Venus Saturn opposition in synastry, and she's like, that's like super clue. She said you would think like an opposition Venus Saturn is not a good thing, but she's like, it's actually a very good thing if the relationship takes off. She said it either does not take off, like they meet and they're like, no, not gonna happen. They know very early on it's not gonna happen, or it's super glue. So Saturn in synastry is amazing. Saturn is committal, and that's what you basically want, you know. So that what Saturn and Venus is good if you want commitment, as long as it's not a square. A square even can be overcome, but that is more difficult. But Saturn can be a good thing. And of course Saturn is not the fastest planet, so it does take a while. But yeah, but that's the thing. Saturn is slow, so if Saturn decides to commit, they're not going anywhere. They want to stay. And so Saturn is, of course, also connected to karma. And Scorpio is doing shadow work, healing, clearing karma, together with Pluto we had earlier. So what I'm feeling is also that we are supposed to clear and heal old patterns, like old habits, for example, that we have been stuck to. And maybe for some of you, if you have been stuck in a relationship that is not good for you, and it may be a good time now to get out. If you feel like that this is not my person, this is not healthy, this is not good for you, then again, maybe that is what needs to end first in order to draw in the other thing. And we saw the tree bleeding, you know, there's like something that needs to end in order to draw something better in union with your true person. So that was that with these cards. Oh, and I need some water, just give me a sec. What else? Let's do these cards here that I have here. True love reading cards. I'm not going to talk. They're not as deep as tarot, of course. So tarot, we do have one more tarot deck, but tarot, of course, there is a lot more to talk about. The Divine Feminine and the Silver Waterfall. Divine Feminine. Yeah, I like it because we did have the Emperor twice so far. The Divine Masculine. So the Divine Feminine, again, she reminds me of the Empress. It is, she's growing. She is stepping into her divine energy and trusting her intuition. And the Silver Waterfall, again, you see how she's stepping into the waterfall. I feel like purging, clearing all your energy bodies. And then with the rainbow, I usually feel drawn to all of the chakras, clearing all of the chakras. And remember, with the first deck, multiple chakra cards came out, so that seems to be something that is going on right now. We do have the swan, and you know, swans made for life, and this looks like parrots. Parrots are known to communicate, so maybe again there needs to be some cleansing, clearing, connecting to your higher self, clearing your chakras, and then communication can come in with you and your person. So what else? Forgiveness. I forgive myself, I am forgiven. So that is, of course, something that may need to happen. Again, we do have like mirroring going on here and mirroring going on there. So we have lots of mirroring in many cards. So again, I'm feeling like this is for higher soul connections. And so they're mirroring, but still they're different. I forgive myself, I am forgiven. Yeah, if you have any old grudges, of course, again, the universe can only give us what we project or what we have inside. If you have anger inside, how can you attract harmony? You can't. If you have pain inside, how can you attract peace? You can't. You can't. So it's important to get rid of that anger, and then you can attract peace. So that is why forgiveness is very important, because forgiveness is never important if somebody truly hurts you to make them feel better. Never. It is to make you feel better. And then abundance. Yeah, I was talking about financial stuff, maybe an issue right now, and that there is something happening when it comes to finances. And the garden. Okay. Look, there's a unicorn. The unicorn reminds me of something that is impossible. Maybe something you thought or are thinking now, no, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen for me. And look, it's like already there. And hold on, Minnie. It's like already there. And it's in the garden already. So what you think is impossible and you don't see it, it's basically kind of like approaching you. All you need to do is just rest and wait for it to come. And be chilled and relax and manifest, of course. And again, cleanse yourself. Since we are there again, I would say that was it with this deck. Thank you, spirits. Okay. Let's do this one. I love this one. The Secret Language of Animals. Yeah, again, look. Cycles, reflections, perspective, release. We're called to release things right now. In order to, 24 is a 6. 6 is the number of balance. In order to balance. Polar bear, solitude, friendship, strength, resilience. Number 3, something is growing. So yeah, it's like we had all of these resting cards. So you are not called to make something happen with your person right now or whatever it is. You're first called to make sure what you want, send out the right vibe to the universe, and then it can come in. Okay, this kind of like I'm feeling this top card. I'm feeling this. Which one? This one. Okay. Air. Thought, alignment, breath, intention. Oh my God, I was just talking about it. Set your intention straight. Tell the universe, this is what I want. We had it before with the choices, movement, decisions card, so I don't want to get into it again too much. I was just repeating myself and then the cards were repeating, but we have to get into alignment. And thought reminds me of make sure what you're thinking. Again, if you're thinking negative stuff, universe thinks that's what you want. Oh, the stick insect again. Stillness, awareness, discernment, composure. Stillness, awareness, discernment, composure. Yeah, be still, be aware. Be aware of what you want. Use discernment on what is good for you and what maybe no longer is. Python. Discernment, again, the same word. Detachment, transformation, renewal. Yeah, snake. Snake is my totem. Unfortunately, it's a python, not a boa. Mine is a boa. But snake is standing for psychic abilities, of course, because when a snake is shedding its skin, their eyes turn white. They turn like milky for a short while, and that looks like, you know, like connecting to the other realms. Then so it is, snake is very much connected to Mother Earth because they're always grounded, basically. I mean, unless they're up in a tree, but still, when they slither on the ground, they're very connected to Mother Earth, but also they're connected to spirit. And snake is the symbol of healers and healing, transformation and renewal, because snake is shedding their skin. Transformation with snake is not as evident, I would say, as it is with a butterfly, because a butterfly is a caterpillar, then builds itself a cocoon, turns into mush, and then out of that mush a butterfly is created. So it's a very evident transformation. Snake, they shed their skin when they grow bigger, so you wouldn't usually, it doesn't turn out like a completely new snake, different colors and stuff, you know, or it doesn't grow legs or anything. So snake is constantly renewing. A butterfly is renewing once, you know, it's once, it happens once, but it's a big thing. And snake is constantly changing, renewing. So the people who are born with the snake totem, for example, they always need a change in their life. And also snake is known for people who are very smart, and they can learn very fast, because you know, how does a snake eat? It eats the entire thing and swallows it and digests the entire thing at once, you know, not in small bites. So snake people have the ability to learn a lot. So maybe you're called to learn about something, whatever it is, manifesting, learning to get to know yourself, learning how to connect to spirit. And then it is yeah, transformation. But again, discernment. What do I want? What don't I want anymore in my life? What is good for me and what is no longer good for you? And again, use discernment and what kind of information you send out to the universe. That is like the biggest thing. And okay, those, I'm feeling the 3 cards. Okay, I'm feeling like all of them. Okay, the stick insect again. We already had it. So again, discernment. Spirit wants that one to get. Oh my god. Okay, hello spider. Nice to see you. Okay. And look how similar they look. Right? Somehow. Well, okay, discernment is important. Awareness is important. I was talking about the crown chakra earlier, and we had the third eye chakra coming up, if I'm not mistaken, in the first with the first cards. Damn, 45 minutes already. Okay. Yeah, be still, be aware. Connect to your higher self. Spirit is talking to you all the time. And again, use discernment on what energy you're sending out, what thoughts you're sending out. And then we do have faith, determination, independence, and change. We had change already with snake transformation. And it can take a bit of struggle. You know, the salmon is swimming upstream. However, you're supposed to be determined and have faith in the process. And again, if you're getting stripped away from something, have faith, it will be for the better. And then we have independence. I said that earlier. I didn't use the word, but you don't manifest a guy to come rescue you. You have to be independent in a way, because when you want your person, you come as a king. You can't be a little princess. You need to be a queen. Or even better, if you want him to come as the emperor, you gotta be the empress. The empress doesn't need saving. Of course, the empress sometimes needs a shoulder to lean on, and emperor and emperor are a team and they help one another, of course, but she doesn't need somebody to save her. So that is important. And then spider. Yes, hello my friends. I welcome spider as a new power animal in my team, since it comes up for me again and again, and I have been connected to spider totem, like the power. For me, it's not a totem, it's a power animal for me personally, because you only have 1 to 2 totems that are like your main energy. They kind of tell you who you are. Whereas power animals, you have a team of power animals, and some of them come later in your life, and they are always with you in specific situations of your life or phases of your life. And right now I have been connecting to spider quite a lot. Yeah, spider says messenger, balance, awareness, design. Didn't we have awareness before? Yeah, look. So we had discernment on 2 cards and awareness on 2 cards. And not all of those cards have the same words. You know, it's rare that they share the same words. But awareness. So Spirit wants us to be aware of something. And again, I'm feeling like those animals look kind of similar. So I'm feeling like if you have a counterpart, that there's mirroring going on. Oh, and I'm feeling like both of them are aware. It's funny, I was debating whether to do a pick a card today or this. And I wanted to do a pick a card. Are they aware of this connection? I'm gonna do that soon, so stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, share. Hit the bell icon, then you will be notified when the reading comes out. Are they aware of this soul connection? So yeah, discernment, awareness. But what I'm getting, the sign. I mean, it could be like, of course, some artistic stuff. But what I'm getting is, again, weaving our own web. We are the masters of our lives. We are the manifestors. We are the creators. And so, yeah, it has a lot to do with manifesting and doing what is good for us. So there we got discernment again. Renewal. Look, I wanted to get them out because I saw renewal, and wasn't the renewal is in another? No, okay. But I saw this one, and the first word that I saw was rebirth. Meditation, creation. So we create our own life. Soul song is to me, reminds me of the Happy Foot film, you know, with the penguins. Like they find their true soulmate by singing. And yeah, soul song, it to me reminds me of high soul connections as well. Okay, anyway, we got a couple more cards. Let's do the Ascended Masters. This deck is in German. I couldn't afford it in English. It costs more than €100. And the first one I see, Franz von Assisi, follow your heart. And again, we do have this bird coming, and two birds with grapes. So messages coming. Archangel Michael, you can do it. This is the German word for twin flame. Zwilling means twin, and Flamme means flame, and you see it's basically the same word. It's instead of it just says double M, twin flame. Yeah. Okay. Again, if twin flame doesn't resonate, high soul connection. Okay, it doesn't have to be a twin flame for everybody. Twin flames are rare. Oh, this means clear and protect your energy. And again, I said earlier, something that's no longer good for you is taken away from you. It could be people around you that no longer serve you. So maybe it's time for you to cut some bonds. Oh gee, I don't even know how to translate this word. It's kind of like cleansing. It's, yeah, let's get that one. It's basically like when you tell God, yeah, I made those and those mistakes and I'm so sorry. So it goes in that direction, something like that. Is it this one? Okay. Oh, teacher. We have teacher and freedom. So once you have, maybe some of you already are spiritual teachers. If not, spirit is teaching you, and you will be able to help others. And then freedom, again, I'm feeling like we're getting stripped from stuff that is no longer good for us. Look, it's the title picture even. Getting stripped, and that is giving us freedom, even if it's uncomfortable in the beginning. So I'm feeling this one next. The Messenger Oracle. Challenge your perception. Yeah, we had something like this before. You know, be aware, be still, and listen to what your gut feelings. We are all connected. Look, also this reminds me of twin flames. I mean, I don't have to explain it, right? You see the dragons as well. Dragons have a very special meaning to me. Look in the sun and the moon. It's like in 2009 when I was meditating, one of the archangels, my higher self always had shown itself as a silver dragon. It took a while till I figured out who the silver dragon was. I thought it was like one of my guides. No, technically my higher self is one of my guides, right? And I was meditating, and I think it was Archangel Uriel that I've been working with a lot. Archangel Uriel, and since 2 years it's Metatron, the ones I want to say that work most with me, because they were the one choosing me to work with, I would say. And so Uriel, he was the one who first told me about you have to find your other half, and before that I didn't know about twin flames. And he said find the golden dragon, and he said he will be sleeping, it will be your job to awaken him. And I was like, where's my golden dragon? He said he's already in your life. And my twin flame was, except that I had never known in person at that point. I just saw pictures. I knew that he existed, but I never thought it would be him, of course. So dragons, mean a lot to me. When I asked spirits if that person is my twin flame, I said, show me 3 golden dragons within like 4 days, and they did. And there's my golden dragon, you see it? And not all of those have dragons, you see? There's like, okay, look, wow, here's the silver and the golden dragon. Hello. But not all of those have dragons, and that was just like I was talking about the golden dragon, and boom, there it was. I think it's like the only one that's golden in here. Look, another silver one. Yeah. Look, I was talking about the golden dragon, and Spirit's like, here it is. But I said, literally said, I asked Spirit, show me a golden dragon, and Spirit's like, boom. Don't you love Spirit? I love Spirit. I love my dragon boy. Okay. I don't know why I just did that. Embrace the masculine. Look, number 11. We have 11 and divine masculine. We had the divine feminine, divine masculine. Embrace the masculine. What I get with all of the green as well is yeah, I don't feel this one. If you have been traumatized or hurt, it doesn't have to be as big as traumatized. Hurt, neglected by a man, and only also if you are a man. I mean, you have probably father figures, grandpa figures, uncles, brothers, friends, male friends, or lack of that, you know, like a boy that doesn't grow up with a father doesn't really know what divine masculine is, or somebody who is growing up with somebody who is in the distorted masculine energy, not the divine masculine energy, doesn't learn what divine masculine energy is. So what I'm getting here with all of the green is like healing, embrace the masculine. And I don't like what's going on in the world right now. The battle of sexes, basically, like believe all women. I'm for believe the person that got hurt and not the perpetrator, right? I don't like say victim too much, because I think victim can keep somebody down, and I rather like to see people strong. So I prefer saying perpetrator and person who has been through stuff because of the other person, which of course was manifested by the higher self. Anyway, what I'm like, I think the Me Too movement is very important in a way, unless it is misused, you could say. And what I don't like is that many people now, feminists, and I'm not talking about all of them, because there are talking about those who are taking a bit too far, who are basically saying, yeah, men are the evil ones, which is, I mean, of course there are male jerks, there are female jerks. It has nothing to do with sex, in my opinion. Of course, in this matrix we were born in, the masculine has dominated the feminine, and that is changing, and I'm very thankful to those feminists who brought that change. But what I don't like is now saying that the masculine is less than the feminine, or that they're evil. And so embrace the masculine to me also means try to heal the perspective of masculinity, because a divine masculine is a protector, is loving, is a provider, is also in some way connected to the divine feminine, because we are genderless souls. Yeah, so every man has a divine feminine, or if a feminine, it could be distorted feminine, has a feminine aspect within themselves. But what I'm saying is, try not to make men the bad guys and women always the good guys. it's not always that case. So try to see guys in your life, men in your life that you think are good. For example, I have two younger brothers, and I kind of like helped raising them. You could say they're amazing guys. They're amazing, good-hearted guys, and I've always been friends with guys. When I was a teenager, I did martial arts. I've always had guy friends, and I always had good people. They were good men, good guys. So I always had those examples in my life of what is a good guy. So I always knew when people were like, "Yo, guys are always like that." No, that's not true. I raised two guys that are awesome, and every girl in the world should be the luckiest one to have them. Honestly, so they're good guys. So again, embrace the masculine is embracing masculinity and not seeing it as something bad, because again there is a difference between distorted masculine and distorted and divine masculine. And love without condition, it reminds me, so if you're masculine, maybe if you are the feminine, or also if you're a guy who has had trouble with men, if they're not completely healed yet, or they have some traits, because again we are formed, we are born in a situation, family situation, or whatever it is, and then we are raised in a way within that specific matrix, that specific soul group that has, of course, their own patterns. And so those guys who have grown up with maybe no father, or abusive father, a father that was not there, father that wasn't open, father that was manipulative, or whatever it is. Manipulative is more like a feminine thing, usually more oppressive, maybe. Then of course they were exposed to this distorted masculinity. And love without condition does not mean take any BS. That does not mean that. Love without condition is not like, oh yeah, let you treat me bad. That's not unconditional love towards yourself, and that's the most important love, right? But it's like seeing, okay, they are working through their stuff, and maybe there is a little bit of distortion, but I'm still not judging my person. Okay, that was a lot with this card, and I'm sorry for taking a little detour there, but it felt important. No? Okay. Now I'm going to take this one later. Whispers of Love I'm going to do now, and it's like an hour already. There's me thinking I'm not going to pick a card today because I got stuff to do. What time is it? 1950? Okay, love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. I mean, that is plain and simple. I don't know what to say to that. I'm feeling this top card. Physical touch is important. For some of us, nothing is more important than a tender touch. This might include a pat on the back or giving a hug to someone who needs it. I'm feeling like this is especially important during this time where many of us are isolated. And I'm feeling like, yeah, this is maybe something that your person or you are yearning for. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each other and every person in your life. That is kind of like where I was going to embrace the masculine. So this is another, reminding me of that. And I just noticed we had 24 before when I said it adds up to 6 in ill balance. Focus on love. Find the good in other people, in yourself, but also in your masculine or feminine. Oh my god. The last card I was going to say, and it is the last card. Oh my god. Look at that. True love. This love is a once in a lifetime love. So again, if you're getting stripped away from stuff right now, it is okay. Even for some of you, when it is the wrong person that is getting taken away from you, it's okay, because you are attracting true love. Just, I have to repeat myself, make sure what signals you're sending out to the universe. Don't send out, I don't like this about that person, because the universe is like, oh, you don't like the person? Okay, then you can't have that person. So again, make sure. Oh, look. Well, okay, maybe I'm feeling drawn to this because my guy is kind of like a musician, which is also kind of what triggered me. I heard some lyrics he wrote and they, yeah, kind of, I did not like them, let's say. But maybe, look, there's like in his head the guy playing guitar, so maybe this person gets symbols through music, like they listen to music and it reminds them of you, or maybe their higher self is sending you music. So we had messages coming through before, so maybe you should check, not check, no, wrong, that's not what I meant, but maybe spirit, sooner or later you may hear a song. Maybe it's a new song, maybe it's a song that you've heard a couple of times, maybe you've heard it like 100 times. That happened to me once, and all of a sudden you know that this is a message for you. For me, it was a song called Jimmy by Tool, one of my most favorite bands, and I just heard, and I never really read the lyrics, and the song is like loud and quiet, so I didn't even understand what it was about, but I just heard 11 repeated, 11. And I was like, okay, 11, that's the twin flame number. And I had to Google the lyrics. And to me personally, this is like the ultimate twin flame song. Jimmy by Tool. Read the lyrics. And to me, it describes the way I see it. The divine masculine waking up after the feminine stops chasing. And she is focusing on herself and withdrawing her energy. And he's kind of like awakening to that and notices her going, and then that is triggering the awakening process because he wants to come home to her, basically. So that was like one for me that as soon as I read the lyrics, I just had to cry. I had to cry and cry and cry because they just spoke to my heart so deeply. So maybe that is something that you could pay attention to, and it happened with a couple of songs for me, but that one was the biggest one. That spirit, and by spirit I mean your person's higher self, sending you messages, but also if they are an artist, a musician, any kind of artist. If they're a painter, maybe they're painting you. If they're a writer, maybe they're writing about you. If they're a musician, maybe they are writing something about you, for you, whatever it is. But yeah, I just felt very, very drawn to the guy playing his guitar. And I heard once that the stag is the symbol of the divine masculine, because he's only the male ones got are they called antlers? I don't know if they're called antlers. No, probably not, right? Sorry, English is not my native language, but you know what I'm talking about. And only the males one got them, and they're like antennas connecting to the divine. So the stag, I've heard, can be a symbol for the divine masculine. But again, look, it's true love. I mean, amazing. This love is a once in a lifetime love. Yay! Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. This card actually once triggered is the wrong word, kind of awakened me to that fact. I've always been somebody who has had, like many spiritual people, I would say, I've always had a hard time, still struggling a bit with it, receiving. I'm very good at giving. Maybe because I'm the oldest of siblings, maybe it's just my nature. I'm very good at giving. Taking, not so much. I am, you could say, too proud to ever ask for help, which is not good. And first of all, when we have a hard time receive, we're sending the signal to the universe, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to receive. And if you vibrate in that, then the universe is like, okay, then we cannot send you good stuff. Look, universe, she doesn't want it, give it to somebody else. And I like making gifts. And I love when I give a gift to somebody and they unwrap it and I see it and they smile, and I love making people happy. And this card made me realize once, if I have a hard time accepting gifts, I'm taking that experience from others. And as I said before, like, my twin is kind of like wealthy, what I have been struggling with. I don't like the imbalance. But so I always have to remind you, well, money is the masculine aspect, right? The feminine brings other stuff to the table usually than riches. But like the idea of getting expensive gifts, I don't like it much. So this is something that is talking to everybody who is like me in this regard, to be open to receive, and in many ways to be open to receive material thing. If somebody, you know, is thinking about you and they want to get you something special and they get it for you, and graciously accept. But I'm also feeling, and that's what I have a hard time too, accepting compliments. I'm learning on it. I'm learning. Yeah, it's I've made progress. So that is something, if you have issues with that, it's important to work on that in order to receive, because you try to manifest, you want to draw your person in, and you have to be open to receive. And I'm not just talking about physical stuff. I'm talking about be open to receive love and hugs and stuff like that. Nature's whispers. Look again, leap of faith, and we have the spider web coming up again. Celebrates differences. Beautiful card. Now reminds me of all the mirroring we had, like the bunnies. And one was, they were the same but still different colors. And high soul connections are often very much alike, but they do have some differences. Fresh approach and new experiences and possibilities. Very similar, right? A fresh approach and something new. Which brings me back, like in the beginning we had a lot of something needs to be taken away from us first. And here I'm feeling like something new is coming, a fresh approach. But also fresh approach means you have to be different in a way. You have to approach something different in a way. You have maybe need to approach with a different mindset, whatever it is. But okay, that is where I want to end this deck. Vulnerability, yeah. Maybe there we got the resting again. So maybe some of us are feeling vulnerable because, again, it's when something is taken. But it is for the better. And let's do the Romance Angels. Look, reconciliation first and children. So for some it may be like inner childhood stuff that is getting healed, or children are also, of course, fresh approaches. They stand for new beginnings. Oh, I'm feeling dizzy right now. Something energetically is happening and passion is coming out. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. True love. That's the second time we had true love. And love yourself first. Of course, as I always say, you can only attract your person if you love yourself first. Past life relationship. So, yeah. Passionate person, I said it before, is very passionate. We had it with the King of Wands, is very passionate towards you. But also it's important to, and I just split the deck and it's reconciliation again. Yay, Spirit. That's what we want. Give us our guys. Bring them to us. We will welcome them with open arms. So, okay. Love yourself first. Yeah, I just said that. Of course, it's very important. You can not attract somebody if you don't love yourself. To fill that void within yourself, you have to fill that void first, and then your person can come. We were just talking about this with accepting graciously. Again, if you don't see yourself maybe like as worthy, accepting something, doesn't matter what it is, if it's a compliment, if it's a nice gesture, if it's a little gift, whatever it is, means that there still maybe needs to be some work when it comes to self-love, and I am aware about that myself. But again, true love and reconciliation, I mean, thanks guys, we love it, we'll take it. We're almost through. 4 more decks. Unless the battery of my phone says otherwise. Oracle of the Shapeshifters. I'm just kidding. probably just getting one, unless there's more than one. Butterflies in the gloom. After sadness, happiness and hope return, and positive, uplifting new friends, yeah, new beginnings. But again, this is basically exactly what I was talking about. This is just confirmation, and I think we can leave it there. After sadness, happiness and hope return. So again, something may get stripped away, or maybe it already did. But it's an, again, 22 number of union. It's the second time we had that. Butterflies, I was talking about butterflies, transformation. A big shift is like, is as opposed to snake, like in steps. Butterfly is a big, all of a sudden, transformation. And yeah, after sadness, happiness and hope return. I mean, it couldn't have been any better, right? So, that was short and sweet. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, 9 of Cups. I see 9 of Cups already, which is amazing. And the 3 of Wands is talking about growth. And Tarot. Not too long this time, spirits. Yeah, 9 of Cups still. Oh, this one. 3 of Wands. This is a card of slow growth. I always have in my inner eye like a plant that is coming out of the earth. And before you see it, underneath the soil, all of the roots have developed. So it often means that something is developing unseen by you, maybe in the subconscious or in the spiritual realm. You don't see it, and then one day the plant comes out, and then you're like, oh, there you are. And that can happen all of a sudden. 8 of Wands is fast movements. Four of Wands again. So we had the 4. It's like a third tarot deck. I always lose third decks, and the 4 of Wands again. And in this deck, it's called the Homecoming of Odysseus. And maybe you know the story, the Odyssey. He has a long journey home after the Trojan War, and his wife Penelope also has her own struggles. And after they have done their struggles, then they can get 9 of Cups again, happiness, joy. Then they can get to union. It's the card of union. But first, of course, it means overcoming what needs to be overcome. And for some of us, it may be some kind of like a depression, addiction for you or your counterpart, whatever it is. It may be some crisis. Unfortunately, to me, this is the card of addictions and depression. Don't have to take it literal, like a medical depression. But of course, it's always a phase where you're not too happy, because you see it's like drowning in water, but you see there's light at the end of the tunnel, so it will. And for the first time, I'm feeling drawn to the, is it called a lyra? To the instrument. So I'm getting, again, messages from spirit in music. And the Hanged Man is talking about epiphanies. You see the ray of lights coming down. So it is still a pause to get the breakthrough, and this can happen very fast. And again, the 9 of Cups. It's like, okay, the third time the 9 of Cups showed up, and the 4 of Swords, we had it before. It's resting and rejuvenating, basically. And look, another 4. 4 of Cups in this deck is a transition. Again, you left something behind, and you're moving towards another ground, you could say. With this one, I want to do a tiny pick a card. I'm going to draw 3. And then you choose yours. You can, of course, choose 2 or 3. How am I supposed to do that? Oh, well, it doesn't work too bad. Okay, I'm looking at my ceiling. I don't want to be influenced by the pretty colors. So, okay. So pick your hearts. I'm picking one myself. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm picking this one. If you want to experience a deeper level of love in your relationship, you must both consciously and willingly surrender to one another. Feel and honor the sacred within each other. Be vulnerable and give yourself up to love each and every moment. In doing so, you will unite in love. You will feel alive, reborn with each breath. One loving thought can create a world in infinite love. So we do have union in here, unite, but it's surrendering. We had vulnerability coming up before. So that's again like being in the state of receiving. Surrender, like opening up. Being really, really open means healing your old wounds, of course, and then feeling sacred. Reborn, we had rebirth, transformation several times. And the last sentence, I want to read it again. One loving thought can create a world of infinite love, of course, because we manifest, we create with our thoughts. So that is what is very important. Then let's see this one. You are a beautiful soul, full of wisdom, compassion, and great love. If you feel trapped, it is because you have created your own bondage. It is time to free yourself of the guilt that has kept you feeling stuck and allow the sacred rhythm of life to flow through you once more. Again, our thoughts create. So this only indicates that maybe you have been thinking negatively too much, or you are in the phase where again something that no longer serves you is getting taken away from you, and maybe you panic a bit because kind of like you feel like your security was connected to that, and as I said before, for me, like the safety net has been taken, and so maybe you feel something like that has happened to you as well. The third, you are a beautiful soul. Look within and you will see it. There is a pearl in your heart, close to your eyes, and feel it. The most precious thing is inside you. Calm your mind, meditate, and you will feel your soul's infinite spiritual realm. In looking within, you will never go without. So we had that earlier, I believe. Trust your own instincts, trust your own follow the signs you get. You get those signs by looking within, not so much by looking on the outside. Even if it is something that is coming from the outside, like a song, but you will feel on your inside if that message is for you. And then we will do the same thing with the very last deck for today, even though no, I don't feel like using those cards as well. Look, love. I don't want to read this entire card. You can pause and read it yourself, but it's love. No, but love can overcome and heal anything. No, I feel like I have to read it. Okay. Love can overcome and heal anything. Love is all and anything else is fear, constructed by your minds. Love is divine power. Love is a state of being, not an emotion to make you feel good when you think something is missing. When you truly become love, you will see and feel that nothing is missing. Look beyond your perceived assumptions about everything to see into the heart of it all. At the heart of all experience is unconditional love. When you are completely present, you will feel the gift, your presence. The gift may show itself as a good or bad situation. However, it is time to unwrap your present experience. Tear off the wrapping and find your gift, the gift of love. Again, if it's unpleasant because something is getting stripped away from you, it will be for the better. I'm like a parrot repeating myself now. But Spirit is giving us the same message again and again and again. Okay, I need to drink some water first. Okay, I'm looking at my ceiling, and I don't want to be influenced by the pretty colors. I feel there is one, I can see it, I can see this one, but there is one I can see, and I feel I should take it. It's this one, and it's about soulmates. But it is also says that love is state of being. We have just had that. This also means that you have to connect to yourself first in order to draw on your person. It's mirroring. It's about mirroring. Love is a state of being. Okay. So pick your cards. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to pick. Do this with your left hand because your left hand is is controlled by the right half of the brain, and that is the one for intuition. So maybe if you see me pulling cards, I always use my left hand, even though I am right-handed. The middle one is for me. You get yin yang. Oh, yay. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Breathe slowly and deeply. In your mind's eye, imagine a yin yang symbol representing two opposing but complementary forces. Something that's found throughout all of nature. Yin is often symbolized as water or earth and is considered the receptive feminine force. Yang is symbolized by fire or wind and the creative masculine force. While opposites, they are not absolutes. Nothing can exist in our physical plane without its opposite, and neither part is superior to the other. Allow this image to move you to your center, where you feel at one and at peace with your whole being. You are everything. The second, honor you. Self-love again, maybe as an issue. Honor and love your physical and non-physical self, the body, mind, and spirit. Allow them all to move into balance as you realize all have equal importance. You are not your mind, you are not your body, and you are not your spirit. You are all three of these together, a beautiful combination that the universe celebrates as you. Feel this and celebrate the amazing relationship you have with you, for this is the most important relationship you will ever experience, and everything else in this reality is a reflection of that. Close your eyes. Again, this is what I've been saying, right? Close your eyes and place your hands at your heart. Say to yourself, I love you. I accept you as you are. You are important and your life counts. Feel the words resonate through you, illuminating the star within your heart. You are what you are. It is time to fully accept the beautiful physical and spiritual being that you are. No more resistance and putting yourself through pain by trying to be something you are not. Feel your star radiating unconditional love and light to every cell in your body. Feel enlivened, harmonized and loved in the presence of your sacred heart. Let all be as it is. And the last one, healing. Feel into you and realize that the giving and receiving of love in all its many ways, Feel into you and realize that the giving and receiving of love in all its many amazing shades of magnificence is the key to healing. Every illness is a symbolic message from one part of the self to another concerning your emotional responses to life. Let yourself feel. Use your will, your intention, and your wisdom to understand with compassion the perceptions and experiences that you carry. Become intimate with you before trying to help another. Respect the right of another to carry the pain they choose in order to find the truth of their higher self. Pain is the way your higher self gets your attention. It is the way this amazing, wonderful universe that is you shows you where you hold imbalance. It is doing all it can to bring you into balance so you can fulfill your potential. All is perfect in this moment. Yes, and I actually want to end it here. We have gone through all of the decks. And again, I guess to sum it up, we are going through a phase where something might come up again, something may happen on the outside, something is getting stripped away from us, and it is my experience that is happening right now, and I am kind of amazed that the cards basically just confirmed that it is a theme in the collective, not just me. However, it is going to be something that is going to be very well. As I said before, when we are manifesting something, often something else is getting taken, kind of like in order to empty that space, you could say. I think I saw YouTube videos that were called like, how can you tell your manifestations are coming? And one of the points is something, you lose something first. And of course it doesn't have to apply to anyone. There's different signs. However, don't worry, don't be scared. We had several cards that showed like the bleeding tree, and then the one card, after sadness a period of joy follows. You know, we had several cards that say, yeah, it may hurt a while because maybe you lose your sense of security, your safety net, but it is okay. It is meant for you because you will attract something far greater. So that was it. And again, 1.5 hours. Thank you, Spirit. I thought it would be maybe like a 30-minute video, because usually when I do a collective channel message before my pick a cards, it's like 20-30 minutes. More like 20, I don't know, it doesn't matter. And yeah, but I had a strong urge to do it. I had to do it, and so I listened to Spirit, and I hope it finds you well, and I hope it could help you, and I hope it gave you some insight and some hope, and whatever you need. If it resonated, please leave a comment. Again, please share. Maybe your friends need this message as well. Please check out my other content. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, of course, booking readings with me. And again, if you want to tip, you will find my tip jar, a PayPal link in the description box below. And I wish you all the best. Bye bye.